I used an AI program to create a logo, and so I'm using that at the top. I'm not sure if I really like it. I may do some more. I may just put my first name so I can make it a logo that I might be able to put on a shirt or something. I don't know whether I want my full name on my shirt if I do something like that. The link will always be here at the top. It's the same each month unless something happens that I need to change it. So you don't have to register each time, and it will be there. And all you have to do is sign in to whichever link is there. Then I will put in some notes. This one is a welcome to the news group. This is an AI picture that I generated. And then I just found a few articles that I found interesting since we last met that I went ahead and put in. I hope you at least took a look at them. You didn't have to read all of them, but there's some pretty good items here. Some of it's on a beginning level, some just kind of explains some things about something that's new or updated. And then some videos. I think like the 10 free AI tools that are actually great. If you watch that video, there's a lot of beginning things there. So if you're not into doing a lot, you can at least get an idea what some of these programs do and how they do it from somebody else's aspect than mine. And then Hedra, if you haven't seen what Hedra can do, it's amazing. And you might want to make sure if you haven't watched it to watch that video. And then ChatGPT is in big trouble because there's so many new things coming out that are even better and faster than ChatGPT, and that's what that video is about. And then I found a tool that I was able to do this with if you didn't play it.
Oh, we don't have the audio.
Okay, let me figure out why I. Oh, you know what? When I
You're
share the.
sharing
Do
without
it.
the sound. Yeah.
Yep, yep. So I think I can do that without going out. Show meeting
Yeah,
more.
that was cool.
Share computer sound. There we go. Yeah, turn it on. Let's try it now.
Welcome to the first edition of the Let's Talk AI newsletter. Our meeting is next Friday, June 28th, 1 p.m. Welcome to the first edition of the Let's Talk.
Now that's not my voice, but I found one that somewhat similar. And the picture was a selfie I took at like 2:30 in the morning one night. And so it just happened to be one I just grabbed. And the program that I used, since I'm sharing my screen, I can show you, is under AI. These are all of the AI programs that I tested and play with. But this one was, it's way down here.
Well, he told me to look at these three things.
It was Snappy at Live Avatar Editor. Now, let me go ahead and open that. And you have to sign in, continue, and continue, and I'm in. And they have several free tools there. And the one I used was the talking avatar. And when you click it, you upload an image, you enter your script, and you generate the talk. And that's all there is to it.
I can put this over here.
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
Could you mute yourself if you're going to talk amongst yourselves? And I appreciate it. But isn't that simple enough? And it can get you started in what you're doing. I can't remember, and you get free credits. You get 10 daily free credits. And I can't remember how many that took, but it's not all of them. It's just one credit. Sometimes it could be multiple credits. So some of these programs are, and then if you really like it and need to use it, you can buy credits. $9, you can buy 100 credits and so on. So there's a lot that you can do. You go ahead and admit those.
Yep, I got
Okay. And so you can pay $9 a month, or no, just a one-time thing, and you get 100 credits. $19, you get 250 credits. Just use them as long as you need to and then buy more. I like that as opposed to a monthly fee. Because if you don't use it, then you're not paying for it. So
Well, there is a switch up at the top that says monthly and yearly, and it's on monthly. Yeah.
Uptime, Snappy done it.
so if you pay yearly, you pay $100 as a hobbyist. I'm not sure. Maybe that is a monthly fee.
Yeah. So how long do the 100 credits last?
Yeah, yeah. And do they over I'm not some of these they don't explain these things well.
Yeah, they
But
make it deliberately obtuse so that you.
well, they're also more interested in the programming end of it, and they don't understand and haven't really worked out all the things that they can do or should do for uh subscriptions. They're just trying to get it out.
My question is when you get like you pay for 100 credits a month, do you still get the daily credits or are those cut off now because you've got 100?
I don't know whether they're cumulative,
Yes.
and so I'm not sure.
And that's
can
on
see-
all the programs that offer, that require credits,
Yeah.
they give you like Night Cafe, it gives you 5 credits a day just for breathing. But if you register, and you become a member or whatever, a pro as they call it, are you just getting those credits for the month? Or are you also getting the 5 credits a day and 25 if you do 5 days in a row and all that kind of good
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah, everyone's a little bit different, and sometimes they're cumulative, and some start from was it Leonardo? Is it
Yeah,
gives
that
you
starts with
100
150 a day, yeah.
every day. So if you use one, the next day it starts at 150. If you used 149, the next day you get 150.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you got to look at these, and some of them they don't tell you if it's free, and sometimes the free they don't tell you whether it's monthly or it's a one time. A lot of them are just you get five tries and that's it. Uh, s- so I'm kind of careful on which ones I decide to use, uh, and
Well,
so
on the ones where you get 5 credits and then no more, that is a perfect opportunity if you use one of those temporary emails. You can sign up for 5 credits and then sign up for another 5 credits with a completely new email, and you won't be giving them your Huey email.
yes, absolutely, yeah. There's a ways around it with a couple of them. And then some of them have ways in which you can get extra credits. Um, let's see what else was I going to show you before I do a video. Let's go back to the AI.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you can see when I get down to the bottom of all these AI things here.
Yeah, but you're happy that your computer is performing better now during meetings, huh?
Absolutely. But these some of the latest ones that I've added, and this Hedra is one of them that I hope you watch the video on this. This is just amazing. You can try the beta right now. It's free because it's in beta, and what it's going to cost afterwards, I don't know. But it is just some of the things that they're doing is
To tell stories that stick, you need more than just random clips.
You need characters that can talk, express, and
Wait, does the script say rap?
I'm all kinds of bad when I drop on the beat.
It was a good
just
bit.
amazing.
Nice when they're cold. Nice. They're all melting.
Trying to see if there's some more examples of it that we can look at. Yeah, like here.
Am I an idiot? Or does this happen to everyone? Welcome back. Today we're taking a look at a really cool new tool that allows you to make anyone say anything, basically. We've seen a couple of these before. This one looks really good. It just got released. It's called Hedra and it's completely free at the moment. Now they say they have infinite duration, but 30 seconds for the open preview at the moment. So let's take a look at their little trailer video here and then we'll create some ourselves.
To tell stories that stick, you need more than just random clips.
You need characters. Characters that can talk, express, and...
Wait, does the script say rap?
I'm all kinds of bad when I drop on the
Sorry, we just played that. Move to the end of that.
Link in the description. I'll see you next time. Super impressed by that. Now if you want...
I went too far.
Hedra just dropped.
Come on. There we go.
There we go. Here are some more examples I found on Twitter.
Hedra just dropped character 1, and people can't stop making any person in image sing and talk from audio.
So as you can see, it can't only do photorealistic images, but cartoon images as well.
Just tell me the truth. Tell me I can take it.
Shocked to discover that humans were making a drink called cider out of us apples. I can't believe it. They crush us, ferment us, and call it a delicacy. Talk about getting juiced for a party we weren't even in.
That's really good.
I must be in the right life, and I know just where I'm going.
So if you head over to hedra.com, sign in with your Google account, and then just hit try beta, you'll be on the main screen here. Very simple. We can either generate audio by writing the text, we can import our own audio, and the same thing with the image. We can have it generate an image for us, or we can upload our own. Here are my first two and only two generations I just made. So here I tried uploading some copyright-free music, a rap song for this woman to sing. Here's what I came up with.
The first time, I got the nibs all on the front line, 'cause I can't wait to hear my phone ring. 'Cause I can hear the money calling. I'm popping bottles of rose, something no longer heights, and I told you I'm power, so you should already know. We got more weight by the...
So it's not bad, definitely not bad. I like the expressiveness of the face and everything. Then I tried it with the Mona Lisa, saying some text that I generated in 11 Labs. So here's that.
I spent 20 minutes looking for my phone, only to realize I was using it as a flashlight. Am I an idiot? Or does this happen to everyone?
So it started off not that good and it didn't really recognize, or at least the lips weren't moving properly. But then it started opening her mouth and it looks absolutely amazing. Look at her face, the expressiveness is so good. Now the only thing is that the quality of this video is not so high. And this was the image I uploaded. So I just generated some more audio, and this time I'll use their own image generator. At the bottom here you can randomize the prompt, the seed. There are some settings for auto cropping the image, and here's a guide as well. So I just said a middle-aged cowboy, clean shaven, looking at the viewer, photorealistic, shoulders up. Let's create that. There we go, pretty good. Not as good as like Midjourney or something. This is completely free now though. I know it won't stay that way, obviously, but while it lasts. So let's try this. Generate video. Okay, here's what it gave us.
You must be crazier than a porcupine in a balloon factory if you haven't subscribed to AI Quest yet. He is literally the best AI channel on YouTube. Go on, hit that subscribe button, boy. You know you wanna.
So that's incredibly good. I'm super impressed by that. Now if you want to upscale these, you can use something like Video 2X, which I made a video about. Completely free program you can use locally. So check the card in the top right if you want to see that. Otherwise, this was just a quick overview of this new tool. I want to get this video out quickly so you can play around with this yourself absolutely for free.
Well, this is really not how I thought this video was going to end.
Thanks so much for watching. Link in the description. I'll see you next time.
If you want to play with something this next few weeks, there's a program to do it.
Okay, what's up, YouTube? It is Pacey AI one more time, about to give you another video. Remember to leave a like, share, and subscribe. Also turn on the notifications.
We'll have a
Check
video
out
going
my
here. Yeah, okay. Let me stop that. Let me stop the share. Comments about that?
I'm just shocked. I haven't been on one of your meetings in like a month or a couple months, and it's just the growth of this technology is beyond anything I've seen in a
How
long
can I do that? Can you?
How can you do what I just showed you?
Yeah, can you press that?
Is that what you asked, Richard?
The transcript.
Richard, are you asking me or are you talking to somebody that's in the room with you?
I'm talking to somebody in the room. Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to mute you. If you want to unmute yourself to ask a question, that's fine. Okay, so you could see by just going to the website, there are some things that you can click that'll show you how to do it. And this is true if you find any of these AI tools that are out there, go to YouTube and do a search on that particular one, and somebody's probably done a video on at least starting it or doing it. So play with them. I that's what I've been doing, and there's just some fantastic things out there. Is there anyone here that's tried either that one or some other tools that they would like to share or talk about, or frustrations that you've had trying some? This is a Let's Talk AI. So we're all, it's not a class, it's a discussion group.
Well, I had a question on perplexity that I put to it, how to, let's see if I can remember what the heck I was doing. I wanted it to be able to select how many things were on the screen, like a list of File Explorer files, and then on the status bar to get a readout of how many things were selected and how much memory it took up and all that sort of stuff, the standard thing you get on Explorer. And each time I asked Perplexity that, it came up with an answer, and I would look for it, and it wasn't there. It was totally bogus. It made up the entire thing. So I would put that in and said, no, it doesn't. So it would say, oh, sorry, and you were right to correct me on that. Here's how you should have done it. So I went to the site again, did what it said should have done. It didn't work. It wasn't there. It didn't display any of that.
Yeah.
I went through that process not just once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, but 5 times in a row. It did that until it finally said, no, it can't be done.
Yeah.
Well, what I have done is if I do it in Perplexity and I don't get something decent, or even if I do, I'll also run Claude, I'll run ChatGPT, I'll run Copilot, and one of them will usually come up with what I'm looking for, or will tell me that it can't be done, or it's the information I've got to change my question to get the information I want.
Well, when it does that and it corrects itself that it was wrong and it apologizes, does that mean that if anybody asks a similar question to that, it will now use that as a database to know that it answer that it had before was completely wrong?
I don't know the answer to that. It will remember what it told you, but I don't know whether other people will get an update.
I think that in theory, yes, the answer is yes, because I did go into Copilot once and asked a question. It gave me an answer, and I knew the answer was wrong. And I went back and I said, the company had stopped doing this, and it's actually said thank you for updating my knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that too, where I asked it a question, it gave me a wrong answer, or it didn't give me what I was looking for, and I corrected it and told him whether it was Perplexity or one of the others, and said, well, this is what I found so far, and it thanked me and then went and corrected its information. So it's interesting how all that works.
The question is it indeed updating the information, or is it just being polite and saying, thanks for letting me know about that?
You could go in the next day, 24 hours later, ask it the same question and see if it gives you the right answer.
Yeah, that would be the thing.
let's see. I'm trying to think. There was something else that happened to me that I thought was good and I wanted to share. And I'll have to think about it. I just lost my train of thought. But let's go and let me share again.
Before you do that, Cheryl has a question.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cheryl.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yep, fine.
Okay. In another group that I'm in, I've been too frugal to spring for any of the monthly subscriptions that these services are asking for. But in another group that I'm in, the gentleman, he has sprung for the Claude monthly. I think it's one of these $19.99 a month or what have you, but he feels that is really giving him some very sound information. He's not a doctor, but he has friends that are doctors, and he's an older person with lots of interesting, illnesses. And he's been able to bounce some of the answers off of some of his doctor friends. And he says, once you get into the paid version, it's astoundingly accurate, I guess. So I wondered if some of you have sprung for the paid versions and what your experiences are.
Good question. Anybody? I have not. I have paid for some of the AI tools, but not for any of the conversation ones.
I haven't paid for anything yet.
And I'm getting some pretty good answers. However, I have sprung for a couple of the tools. I tried one and I was doing Victory, which I really liked, and I did several videos using it. And then I put it on hold, and I have to pay 8 cents a month to keep my account open while it's on hold. And then I went to another one, which I haven't used this last month, so I'm probably going to put it on hold and try another. So I'm taking the same $20 or $25 a month, and I'm trying different things for a couple of months and use them and so on. So I'm trying not to accumulate a lot of them because boy, it can get expensive real quick. It's kind of like cable TV or the streaming TV where you start paying for services and boy, can they add up quickly. But there's a lot of free ones out there. So one of the things I do, and let me go ahead, let me share and do that again. And I do this a lot on my TV. I'm sharing sound, but let's go ahead and share my screen. And I'm on YouTube. Let me full screen YouTube here. Okay, I'm on YouTube, and I do it on my TV using the YouTube app, not YouTube TV, but YouTube app. And then I do a search. And some of the ones you can see that I've used is free AI tools 2024, and some of the other ones that I've done. So let me do the free AI tools. And I look for this is 1 day ago, free AI tools that are making people rich. Well, I'm not looking to make money at it. So sometimes their approach, they have things in there I'm not interested in. But here's 10 free AI tools that are actually great, and so on. And I watch these on my TV and big screen with a bowl of popcorn or a soda or something, and I'm able to watch them. And then what I do is when I'm watching them, let's see, mind-blowing AI tools. All right,
Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, where we dive into the latest tech innovations and
I'm going to pause it for a minute because I want to show you what I do. Is on the TV, I have to hit the up button and so on, but I get basically this same screen. And one of the things I like to do a lot of times is the younger people tend to talk so fast. So I may turn on the closed captioning, and so I can follow it a little bit better. You can change the speed sometimes here in the settings. Playback speed is usually normal. Sometimes I'll say, well, do it at 75%, so it'll be a little bit 0.75 or 75%. So it'll be a little bit less, a little bit slower, so I can understand them better.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, let's see, this is play on TV, but theater mode. These are a little bit different than what's on the screen, but I also, on the TV, I can tell it to save for later. And then I can go back in, and when I'm on let's see, on YouTube, let's see, where do I find it? Just go back to, just go to YouTube, period. When I'm on YouTube, what I do is, number one, these are all my subscriptions.
There's a watch later thing right up on the top there.
Yeah. But I want to show, I also subscribe to each of those. So I get, and if I not only subscribe, I will mark the little bell that says notification, and then I'll get something up here that will tell me when they've posted a new one. So that's what that bell is for. But yeah, let's take a look here. Watch later, and you'll see this one was, I believe this morning that I clicked on is free pick the new ultimate AI tool. This is a new one I didn't know about. So I marked it to view later, and then this is where I'm going to find videos to add to my list when I send out the newsletter. And so they'll be here. So as I watch them, I don't have to be writing down on a piece of paper, and then I can never find that piece of paper. So I can drop them in here, and you can see I got bunches of them to watch later, and I can go back. And one of the things I watch is, when was it produced? Some of them are 1 day ago, 2 days ago. Let's see. These might be when I saved them. But when you look at them on YouTube, on the television, it'll tell you when it was posted. Sometimes it's a year ago. Well, for most of the AI stuff, if it was a year ago, it's probably out of date. So I don't go to look at those. But the ones that say in the last 2 hours, in the last 12 hours, that means I probably haven't seen it. It's something new. Sometimes they're good, and sometimes they have very thick accents. I can't understand them. Sometimes they just talk so fast, or their microphones aren't very good, and it's very difficult to understand them. So the quality of some of them are good, some of them aren't. But what I try to do is I'll add them to this list so I can see 10 free AI tools that are actually great. This is one I liked. It's about 10 minutes long.
Coming up, I'll be showing you the free AI tools I've tried out recently in various categories, some of which might be useful for you. As usual, if you'd like for us to do a tutorial for any of these, or have any AI tool recommendations, let us know in the comments. First up is Copilot in Bing. As many of you know, I've had my issues with Microsoft's Bing search engine in the past, but I do have to admit that of all the search engines integrating AI, they're the only ones getting it right so far. It's simple to use. Enter your search term in the box, as you normally would. I'll go with, should I buy an electric vehicle? Instead of hitting enter on your keyboard to see the usual search results, click the Copilot icon here on the right to have a conversation with Copilot. I like for this one that show both the pros and the cons. When it's done, it'll show you the sources for its response. You can give the response a thumbs up or a thumbs down, copy it to your clipboard to paste it wherever you want it. You can export it to Microsoft Word or as a PDF or text file, share it on social media, and here below, it'll give you suggested follow-up questions, or you can ask your own follow-up questions here in the box below. Next up is ClickUp. This one is an all-in-one project management suite that integrates task management features with artificial intelligence capabilities. Some of those features include real-time chat, which is great when collaborating with a team. They have dashboards that are completely customizable. One of its AI tools can summarize threads, saving time and improving productivity. And another one of its AI tools they call ClickUp Brain helps to deliver solutions by collecting knowledge from across an entire organization's workspace to eliminate tedious work. The free plan for ClickUp is quite generous but one downside is that the storage is limited to 100 megabytes. If you ever need additional features, including unlimited storage, plans start at $7 per month. GFP GAN is a completely free photo restoration AI tool that can take your old photos and restore them easily. The creators of this have made the code available on GitHub for anyone to use. The version for this that I'm showing you is on huggingface.co. To use it, you could click here to upload, or simply drag and drop the image on your computer in the box to upload. Below, click on Submit. They use a queuing system, so this could take minutes to complete. When it's done, the restored image will show up here. You can click on Download to save it to your computer. Character AI, unlike ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and Copilot, is more of a fun conversational AI chatbot experience where you can chat with millions of user-created characters. On here, you could create your own character or do a search for a character. I'll do a search for the infamous chemistry teacher, Walter White. Looks like there's quite a few. I'll select the one here at the top. In the box below, I'll ask a question he might know about. That's a pretty funny answer. I'll ask a follow-up. Pose an interesting one from the folks at Quora, the well-known social question and answer website. On Poe, you can have conversations or create images with a wide variety of AI bots to choose from. It currently supports ChatGPT, Claude, Google Gemini, Llama from Meta, and many others. For example, this bot called Assistant is good for general purpose questions. On Poe, no matter which bot you use, they'll give you 3,000 compute points per day to use for free. The number of points used per message will vary depending on which bot you use. In addition to the web, Poe also has dedicated apps for Windows, macOS, iOS, and Android. OpenAI has made its latest conversational AI, GPT-4o, available for free with some limitations. More on that later. I'll now do a couple prompts that made the headlines recently when another chatbot gave a hilariously absurd response, and we'll see how GPT-4o does with them. The first one, cheese not sticking to pizza. Well, that was quite extensive. At least it didn't recommend using glue, which is an improvement. Here's the other prompt. How many rocks should a child eat? And this one responded better as well. At least it says children should not eat rocks. With the free plan, there is a limit of 16 messages every 3 hours for GPT-4o. Then you get reverted back to GPT 3.5 with unlimited access. For additional features and access to OpenAI's various models, plans start at $20 per month. Lumen 5 is a video creation platform powered by AI that I mentioned in another video recently, so I'll keep this brief. This video creator enables people with no experience to easily create videos in minutes. It has pre-designed templates that you can use, and you can also do AI voiceovers for your videos. Using its AI, after you upload your transcript, it generates a complete video sequence based on the text you provided. When getting started, check out their guides and tips section to get help using it. For free, Lumen 5 does have a max video resolution of 720p. You can only create 5 videos per month. AI voiceovers are limited to 2 minutes, and they'll put their branded watermark on your videos. If you need additional features, their premium plans start at $19 per month. We'll go through the remainder of these more quickly. Leonardo.ai is one of the best image generation AI tools I've ever used. Even if you've never used an AI image generation tool, they make it easy to create truly amazing images. If you're just getting started using it, I recommend checking out their how-to guide on their site. To try it out for free, they do give you 150 tokens per day, which is equivalent to 2 or 3 images. This resets once per day. If you ever decide that you need more tokens, they do have plans that start at $10 per month. Here's a cool one that is completely free. PixArt AI Writer is a collection of tools to create articles, product descriptions, slogans, marketing copy for any business, and a whole lot more. Some of the more popular tools on here I've used that are pretty good include Article Writer, Title Generator, Grammar Checker, and the Prompt Generator is great for those times you need help to write the perfect prompt no matter what AI tool you're using. Once again, all of these tools on PixArt AI Writer are 100% free. Canva, the popular online graphic design tool to create social media posts, presentations, videos, and more, has gotten into the AI game, offering several tools for free, including this free online AI image generator that can easily turn your text prompt into an image. It's simple to use. On the left, enter your prompt. Select your style. I'll select dreamy. Then select the aspect ratio. I'll go with landscape. When you're done with that, select generate image. These didn't turn out too badly. With a free Canva account, they do offer a ton of features for free, but for creating AI images, there is a lifetime limit of 50 images. They do offer paid plans with additional features. For individuals, it's $15 per month, and as part of their team's plan, it's $10 per person per month. Thanks for watching. Links are in the description. If this video was useful for you, give it a
Okay, and let's go ahead and stop the share. This is similar to a lot of videos I do watch that give me an idea of how some of these things work or what they do. So when and then I can decide which ones I want to try. And I do have a password manager that I utilize so I can use different passwords with each one as I sign into it. Because a lot of them, before you can even get the pricing of them, you gotta create an account. And so some of them I'm a little leery, so I'll go in and use Claude or Perplexity or Chat GPT or Copilot and ask, what does this do? You know, what does this AI tool do? And what does it cost? And a lot of times they'll tell me without me having to sign up for the program. So I'll have an idea whether it might be something I could use. It might be something, no, I don't have any use for what it does. So comments, questions about any of those that we just saw or watching a video like that? Are some of you doing that? And if not, had you thought about doing something like that?
Huey, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I've used Canva before, and I love that. It's great for creating Zoom backgrounds. So that's my experience.
Yeah, it's great for using so many things.
Yeah.
And if you're part of a nonprofit organization, they do have a free access for the organization. And then people who are part of that organization can utilize it. So you might want to look into getting an account for your nonprofit organization or teaching organization. I see Judy's jotting some notes down. She comes in late and she still gets something out of it. Judy, you have your hand up. You are muted.
No, I'm late and I already have 3 things. So, I mean, too cool. My business daughter uses Canva. I'm going to call her as soon as we're finished here and say, oh, by the way, was on Huey's thing and fill in the blank. Access for we're a 501c3, APCUG is. But now, did you say you have a password manager specifically for all this AI stuff as opposed to, or you just bulk it all together?
I put it all on the same one. I have
Okay.
well over 1,700 cards
Oh,
in my account. And so and it's one that I've had, and I always mention the fact I had it. I originally purchased it when I had a Palm Pilot. So I've had it a long time. So it's accumulated a lot of passwords, but I also keep my software keys and software passwords and everything in it. So my whole life is there. So when I just bought a new computer and some of the things didn't carry over, I can go to that and I store it. The file that it syncs with, you can put it in various places. I happen to have it on Dropbox. And then every time I log into it, it goes out, updates the one that's on the machine I'm in locally. And then if I add anything when I close it out, it syncs back to the master one. So it's up to date on every machine I have, including my iPad, my Galaxy phone, my PC, my Chromebook. It's on all of the and it's on all of them. And so I can get my passwords for anything at any time, but I do have a really long password to get into it.
and that you have stashed 13,000 places where you live, so you don't forget it.
Yep.
And isn't it a weird one? Not a weird, an older name that isn't bandied about all the time.
It's never mentioned, and when people talk about it, it's called e-wallet from a company called Iliumsoft, Iliumsoft.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been using it for years. You have to pay separate. You have to pay for a PC version, you have to pay for an Apple version, and you have to pay for, I believe, an Android and an iOS version. So I've had them for years, so it doesn't cost me anything every year. It's the same. I don't pay for it. It's done and paid for, and I've used it now probably 20 years.
Mm-hmm. Very good. We always say make sure you're going to use one that's not going to go out of business, and you prove that.
Yep. Okay. Any other comments from that video that I played? Again, as I said, and I know Judy came in a little bit late. She didn't see that as I watch these videos, I put them in a list, and I can go back to that list and see. Oh gosh, I remember seeing that on one of the, somebody asked me how to do something, and I say, yeah, I've got the biggest problem I have is remembering what tool I used to create a particular picture or a talking avatar or an outline of something. So it's that's the biggest problem I have, and I don't have that organized yet. Eventually, I hope to. Just by most of you got your cameras on, just by a raise of your hand, how many are actually trying some of these things or are using them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Most of you are just trying to get information about what to do and how to use it. Okay. Because you can see that some of them are very simple to use. And the only way you're going to know is try them. Try some of the ones that you get free uses or that are free and play around with it. See what the different things you can do. Try different things. It's a little bit time consuming, but it's a lot of fun, especially when it comes out and does a good job. And let's do one more show and tell here today. This is something I just learned recently and I'm starting to use it. And that is, let me share my screen again. Probably should have asked before I start sharing my screen how many of you use PowerPoint, but I know several of you do. Let's go ahead and open up PowerPoint. And I'll do a blank presentation. Did you ever see that you can add things to it? You can have the autopilot, or you can have ChatGPT, PowerPoint AI. What if I click that? Create a presentation. from a topic, from text, or from YouTube. Let's take a topic. Create from a topic. What topic can we utilize? Judy, give me a topic that you might do a PowerPoint presentation on.
Your favorite utilities. And I don't have those on my PowerPoint.
Okay, I'll talk about that in just a minute.
Thank you.
I'm just going to say your favorite utility.
Okay. Oh,
Let's call it a software utility. And I want it in English, 7 slides. I think the most you can get is like 9. If you have to buy the pro version of this. So we'll stay with 7, some advanced options, detailed and unsplash. So we're just going to continue. And there's your outline. And continue. And continue. And if we start here and go from here, key features. And that's our presentation. And you can change the pictures, you can change the text, you can add things to it, so on, but it gives you the start that you need for your presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how did I get this? I got to remember how I added that. Add to quick access toolbar, hide, to customize the ribbon, collapse, remove and add in. So what we need to do is PowerPoint add-ins. So let's go ahead and use a Microsoft product that might tell me how do I, oops. And there's how to do it, how to install them. Open PowerPoint, click the insert menu in the ribbon, get add-ons. And then you agree. So let's see, you go to insert. Where was insert? Click the insert menu. Is there an insert up here? Yeah, right here. Click insert. And then what's it say to do? In the Office add-ons window, which is probably over here somewhere. Yeah, add-ins. And that's where you get it. You can find more add-ins. These are the ones I already have.
Oh, I don't have that.
Do you have a paid version of PowerPoint?
I have 365.
Okay, that's what I have.
Yeah. I'll have to noodle around with it.
Yep.
Because this is way cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. I just finished a video and let's see, cancel. I just where I created a PowerPoint and I used part of it is part of my video. Not all of it because I did some screen captures and so on. But I was able to utilize it. And not sure. And I believe Word has add-ins where you can do AI. So you've got to make sure you've got the latest versions of them as well. But all of the Microsoft Office products now are using ChatGPT and other add-ins that you can use for AI. And it does a lot of work for you.
Yeah, I had read that. I didn't realize I didn't have it. I will play detective.
and put together a video on it.
Yeah, I've been using it in just little ways. Last night, I had a bio for a Wednesday workshop slide that I used before the video, and it was like this long, and I just kept having ChatGPT rewrite it for me, and I had to do it 3 times, and I got it down to fit perfectly, and it read so much better than it started out, and it turned out quite nice, and took me maybe 15 minutes tops.
Now, a lot of people want to do their own writing, and I understand that, and you should. But sometimes the title is very important to whether people are going to see it, or it's going to be it's going to end up being a top item in Facebook or Instagram or whatever. So what you want to do is take what you're writing and then open up Perplexity, Claude, ChatGPT, or Copilot and say, here's my article, give me 10 titles.
Oh.
And pick the best one, or reword the what you feel is close to what you want. And if none of them sound good, say, give me another 10.
Oh, I'm a lousy title putter on her. Fantastic.
Oh, I know. And it really and it helps the readability. If you're creating a video to get a video title, it will give a much clearer video. It'll get people to that video. You'll get more people watching it. Other comments?
You know, on that same thing with the title, if you have an idea of what you want to do with your program, your presentation, you can tell it what your program is going to be about, and then ask it for a title. And when it gives you the title, it kind of gives you more input into what you're going to have in your program. So it works around that way. You can do it in that direction. That's how I do it. I tell it, this is a program I want to do. Give me 10 titles. I've been doing that for a long time now. And it gives me a title. I say, wow, I didn't intend that, but that's a good thing. I'm going to include that in my presentation. So it works around in a circle for you, you know?
Yeah, and then the other thing you do is you can take that title and then give me an outline of this
Exactly.
article, and it'll give you an outline, and then you can take any of those items and say expand them, and bingo, all of a sudden you've got most of your article ready for you to just add in and put together what you want to say.
And another thing that you can do is when you ask it to put together the outline, you can specify whether you would like the outline to be for beginners or advanced or for technical, you know, and you can get an outline that's different and better for the group that you're doing your demo for.
Yeah, a lot of times when I'm putting together something for seniors, I'll say, explain it on a 12-year on a level of a 12-year-old. And it will really explain it well for people who don't know much about computers. For instance, if it's a computer, something about computers and how to do something, it will explain it a lot better and may give some examples to explain it in a different way than it might if you just said, give me how to do this.
Mm-hmm. And that's about the age level. It might seem silly that you need to write for, so everybody understands what you're talking about.
Well, government publications, the rule is to write at the level of a 6th grade reader.
Yeah, because 12-year-olds often know more than seniors do.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah, the more demographic information you can put in, the more it's customized for the audience that you're writing for.
Mm-hmm.
It really does a good job with that.
Yeah, I found a site that and I've got to mark it down. I watched it on TV, and I haven't put it in any of my lists yet. But it talked about prompts, and it actually is a site that gives you some examples of good sites good prompts for doing a lot of different things. I think there's a small fee to it, but I don't think it's expensive. And they keep adding to it, and it's not an ongoing fee. I think you pay for it once, as I recall. I'm going to have to find that, and maybe that'll be something for next month's meeting, or it'll be in the newsletter. So as I come across these things, that newsletter that you got, again, it's going to be at least once a month, which will be a reminder for the meeting, but also during the month, if I find a couple of these videos that explain something real well, or something new that just came out, that is simple enough for beginners, and there's enough interesting things in it that might be also for advanced people. I'll try to include some of those in the newsletter. So please read them when you get them, and save them, because I'm going to try not to repeat things from issue to issue.
I have an idea. How about an AI menu subsection on your website?
I thought of that today. Thank
Oh, in
you.
your spare time, of course.
Yeah. Getting the newsletter put together was finding the time to do that was interesting. That was it's a MailChimp, and I had to remember how to put one together, because the one that I use for my Windows SIG, I've had that template for 10, 15 years. I didn't remember how I put it all together. So it was a challenge, and then to set up a template and everything, but I think I've got what I want, and we'll go from there.
And when I ask my prompt questions, I always add in, if it's something that I'm interested in doing a presentation on, I don't want my information sent back to me in paragraphs. I want one-line bullet points, because when I give a presentation, I talk to the bullet points on the page, and it works wonderfully either way, but that's the way I prefer it. So just be as specific as you can, so to speak, with what you want back.
I found when I put titles in, almost all the time it puts a colon. It gives us a statement, and then a colon, and then more information for the title. And I don't like the colons in there, because it gives it away as AI to begin with. So I say, don't put a colon in it. And some of them will not have one, not all of them, but they do sneak it in on me.
Yep.
And I find that you get different things from different chatbots, so to speak, because when I was taking this guy's bio and going like this with it, I tried Copilot, which I dearly love, and it sucked. And so I went back to the first one, ChatGPT, and I just kept, my last word was, make it shorter, please. And it made it perfectly the size, and I needed it. And it was so much better. But it took me 3 times of just crunching it down, or not me, the AI crunching it down for me.
I find it useful to keep a separate document that I use to dictate what I want to give to the AI, rather than typing it into the AI directly, so that I can edit it and change it, and have it give me better responses.
Yeah, keeping track of some of those is important. Some of the prompts that you use, keeping track of them and reusing them. You can reword them, of course, and change it for the topic you're using. But a lot of times it's just one word or 2 words in there that you need to change, and have it give you a completely different article for a different purpose. Okay, we've used our hour. Any other comments or questions before we go? Comments, did you get something out of this? Is this something that you're interested in? Is it, are we off of what you were hoping it would be? And what is it that you were hoping these meetings would be? I'm open to suggestions and so on. So any comments or?
Well, one comment I just have is, I think I need your newsletter. I get your reminders for the fact that there's a meeting, but not the newsletter.
Well, the newsletters are going to be your reminder now. That's the only thing I sent out. And you should have gotten it. I will double check to see if you,
If I'm on your MailChimp list.
Yep. But you should have been. If you were on my list, I imported everybody from that list and none of them I had a problem with. So you might want to check. It went out, I think it was Sunday or Monday. Okay, any other
got mine
comments?
yesterday.
Well, that's because you're in Illinois.
Oh,
Slow internet connection.
okay.
I do find the articles and the videos to be interesting and informative. And one thing that I have a problem with, each AI seems to do something different. There's no standardization between the AIs. They all respond to prompts a little bit differently. And like you say, it's very time consuming.
Yep. And finding the right tool to do what you want to do can be daunting. And sometimes they change it enough that it doesn't do what I originally tried for it. So these things are changing daily. They are updating it because most of them are beta versions. They just made them public, and they're still charging you for them. And but they're updating it on a regular basis. And sometimes it gets more expensive. Sometimes they add something to it. I was able to do something with translation that I just found incredible. I took just about a 15-second clip from Ron Brown talking about something, and I had enough credit to do 2 translations, one in Spanish and one in Hindi. And it's his voice and his mouth moving to it in the various languages. Exceptionally well done. Very expensive. I think it was about $50 a month if you want to use that. And it's a limit of like 100 minutes or something. So if you want to do a long video and translate it, it's expensive. But this is one of the first ones to do it. And you'll see more and more apps being able to do it and the pricing coming down. But right now, what they're trying to do is survive. And so they're charging enough money that they can pay for their usage of the time and computer capabilities to create what you're trying to create. And that's why they're so expensive.
I have a question.
Sure.
I was just wondering if I can use a presentation to ask the question of how to do something to learn how to do something. Are you following me?
Yes.
In other words, I use Office 365 and ask, well, how to build a computer or how do I change a light bulb? And I don't know how to do it. And so then you can do a PowerPoint on it and it'll show you how to do it or give you ideas.
It may not show you, but it'll tell you
Yes.
it's step by step. And I believe Word has Chat GPT, or not Chat, but Copilot built in as well. But you can go to Copilot and tell it to give you this in a Word document.
Right.
So-
And my question would be, I have a shoulder replacement. And so what kind of physical therapy is going to be given to me? And so instead of looking on the web, the internet to find out which one, and can't really figure out which is which, it would combine all those types of things. And then I could have an outline of what is going to be coming along with my shoulder PT.
Oh, and another thing that's related to that is you can ask the AI engine to please look at, if you know that there's a couple of websites that may have information on them, but you've been unable or unwilling to locate it, you can say, please go to, honda.com and get me the pricing information for this vehicle, and it will go to that website and do it.
Right. And another thing, I was just thinking, oftentimes when you look at directions on how to use a program, and it says go here and highlight such and such a item, and I can't find it. Are you following what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, it may be a different version of the program, and the menu isn't the same, so they got it in a different position, or they don't have it anymore. I've had that happen to me a few times.
And then I could ask, where is it? And
Yeah.
and might be able to answer that question. Whereas directions from the internet that I'm looking for, or the article I'm looking for, I can't find it.
Yep.
And
Judy, your hand is up.
Yeah, Judy.
Yeah, and Tom, that to me would be the perfect use of AI. What you're just saying, you really only have the use of one hand. My youngest daughter's did a face plant. Mother-in-law did a face plant, and she has a new shoulder, and she doesn't do computers, so I could tell you what she does, but it would be much more fun to have AI let you know in steps of what kind of PT you're going to have, and she's having PT and OT both. But anyway, a little story about AI. The Wednesday workshop was Linux. I have boring virtual backgrounds for Linux, and I can't find anything really cute. And John has all this stuff. And so we were on, and I chatted to Bill, James, would you please find me and create a cute Linux background? And he did. Within 5 minutes, he sent me 3. I copied and pasted it into Word because it was a square. I needed to make it a rectangle shape. And boom, I had the cutest little Linux background known to man. And it was, and 3 different colors. And so I'm assuming he's thinking, okay, she has hers to match what she wears. And don't laugh. And so he gave it to me in 3 different colors that go with our stupid blue shirts. But I mean, that's the fun stuff and the out of the box stuff. And he didn't think I was crazy. It was just something that Judy asked him to do, and boom.
It also sounds like this will cut down on a lot of frustration, at least for myself, is when you start looking for something and it just gets more and more and more frustrating, and it just gets, and you just give up on the whole thing. And then you think you're getting dementia.
Well, I had, I had a lot of people ask me questions. How do I do this, or how do I do that? And I scratch my head. I don't know. I just type it in, and then I get this really nice answer. I clean it up maybe a little bit, send it back to them, and they think I'm the brightest person in the world, that I just came up with the answer for them. It's just any question that you're going to ask somebody to help you can be answered by one of the chat AI programs, and you'll get your answer, and you don't have to bother anybody. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, you don't have to call me.
Oh, shucks. See, I'm on West Coast. That's at 6 o'clock. You might be up.
Well, yeah, he would be. Tom, he would answer you back because I'm down by Magic Mountain. So, yeah, they get up early. I don't. Well, I do, but I lay in bed and read.
All right, folks, hope you enjoyed it. Nice talking to everybody. And
thank you, Huey. Thank you.
Play with some of this.
Thank you, Huey. Thanks, everybody.
We'll see you next time.
Judy, I'm going to send you an email. I just found a web page that's dedicated to Linux wallpaper.
Oh, thank you.
Take care, everyone.
Oh, and Huey, I found the newsletter.
Okay, good.